Good morning. This is Sentinel's RV, GCR Daily Brief. Your daily read on the dinar, the dong, and the whole GCR. I'm Truman Vale, and I'm glad you're here. Look, I'll just say it. Yesterday was one of those Mondays. We had a bunch of voices pointing at the end of June. Some folks expecting notifications by Monday or Tuesday. Others talking about rate screens lighting up overnight and new lower denominations appearing in Iraq by Sunday night. And here we are Tuesday morning, June 30th. Same screens, same wait. I've been refreshing those same feeds for years, I get it. It's exhausting. But this is also exactly why we hold all of it with a grain of salt, take a breath, and look at what's actually moving forward. Because the story didn't stop, it just rolled. So let's talk about where the chatter stands this morning, what's new, and what we're all watching into the 4th of July week. No hype, no guarantees, just the intel, the perspective, and a little hope to get us through the day. All right, yesterday the big buzz was around notifications landing Monday or Tuesday. Exchange may be starting Tuesday or Wednesday, the whole thing supposedly wrapping before the holiday. That call came from a widely followed voice, and it lit up the community. Well, Tuesday's here. No notifications yet. And look, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. Intel changes, timelines slip, and nobody's got a well-followed voice. The folks making these calls are usually just as frustrated as we are when the timing doesn't line up. But it's a good reminder to hold it all loosely. We watch, we track, we stay smart. We don't lose our heads over any single date. The other thread yesterday was ASYCUDA, Kentusipor, Iraq's new customs platform. Word was it's accelerating, with mandatory implementation starting July 10th. And that piece is still very much alive this morning. In fact, the thinking now is that once ASYCUDA goes live across all those border crossings, it effectively locks in the official dinar rate. No more easy currency outflows, no more Dubai smuggling routes. That's a real structural shift, and it's still on the calendar. So even though the Monday call didn't land, the Iraq story is absolutely moving. Let's break it down by currency. Iraqi dinar. This is where most of the oxygen in the room is right now. The chatter this morning is still very much focused on ASYCUDA. July 10th is the date everyone's circling. The system's supposed to go mandatory that day, and the claim is that once it does, Iraq's got the infrastructure to support a sovereign, stable dinar rate. Some voices are saying we could see a gradual float, a progressive adjustment, start to show up within 10 days after that implementation. Not an overnight RV, but visible movement. To be clear, that's still conjecture. Nobody's published a rate. Nobody's made an official announcement. But it's the thread people are following. The other big piece is the cabinet. Iraq's Prime Minister, al-Zaidi, is supposed to seat his full government in the next 2 weeks. That's the claim. And then he's scheduled to fly to Washington for a sit-down with President Trump on July 17th. The chatter says that meeting is the linchpin. It legitimizes the new government. It moves the oil revenue law, the HCL, forward. And it clears the path for the dinar to reflect its real value. Again, this is what's being said, not what's confirmed. But it's a concrete timeline, and people are watching it closely. If the cabinet seats and that DC trip happens, it's a big deal. One other angle that's making the rounds this morning, and I want to be gentle here because it's speculative and a little out there, is the idea that some kind of conflict event, potentially involving a bombing of a nuclear facility, could be a catalyst. The claim is it's prophesied it could happen in the next 2 to 4 weeks, and it would somehow accelerate the dinar revaluation. I'm mentioning it only because it's in the chatter, but let's be honest. That's the kind of thing where you nod, you file it away, and you don't build your week around it. Grain of salt, always. Vietnamese dong. Pretty quiet on the dong front this morning. No new rate talk, no big policy shifts out of Hanoi. The dong tends to move in the same broad GCR conversation as the dinar. So if we see momentum on the Iraq side, the dong usually gets pulled along. For now, it's a watch and wait. Zimbabwe ZIM, same story, quiet. The ZIM is still part of the bond and currency exchange conversation, especially in the Tier 4B internet group chatter, but there's no fresh intel this morning that changes the picture. If notifications come, the ZIM's in that package. Until then, we're in the same spot we were yesterday. Now let's zoom out a little, because there's a bigger thread tying a lot of this together. And it's worth understanding, even if we hold it all loosely. The story people are telling themselves, and look, this is the hopeful narrative, not confirmed fact, is that we're watching the final infrastructure pieces snap into place for a real, sovereign, gold or asset-backed monetary system. ASYCUDA is the customs and financial transparency layer. The HCL is the oil revenue stabilization that funds it. The cabinet completion and the Washington trip are the political legitimacy. And voices like Frank, Majid, and Mark Z, who've been covering Iraq closely for years, are all saying the same thing. This summer window, especially the stretch from now through mid-July, is when it could all come together. And here's the thing, you didn't have to wait for me to tell you that this morning. Anybody with the free app saw those ASYCUDA and cabinet claims hit the second they dropped, because the app pushes them straight to your phone the moment they land. You're not waiting on the next show. You're not scrolling 12 feeds. It's just there, organized, anytime you want it. Honestly, that's why I built my whole morning around it. Everything we just talked about, all in one place, free, the instant it breaks. If you haven't grabbed it yet, you're working way harder than you need to. That said, and this is important, nobody truly knows when this happens. We've heard this week and this month and before the holiday 100 times. It might be true this time, it might not. The voices sharing this intel are doing their best with the information they have, but things change, timelines slip, and we've all been around long enough to know the wait is longer than anyone thought. So we stay informed, we keep our heads, we take it all with a grain of salt, and we make smart decisions when the time actually comes. Not because someone said Monday and we got excited. So what are we actually watching today and tomorrow? 1. ASYCUDA. Does it go live July 10th? Do we see any leaks or confirmations in the next few days that it's really happening on that schedule? That's the near-term milestone everyone's got their eyes on. 2. Iraq's cabinet. Does al-Zaidi finish seating his government in the next 2 weeks like he promised? If he does, and that DC trip happens on the 17th, that's a real signal. If it slips, we recalibrate. 3. The HCL. Are we going to see final language on the oil revenue law leak out this week? The claim is there's been a quiet parliamentary breakthrough, and we'll hear more soon. I'm not holding my breath, but it's on the list. And 4, because a bunch of voices are still pointing at it, notifications. The call was Monday or Tuesday for notifications, exchanged by Wednesday or Thursday, all done before the 4th. Well, Monday came and went. It's Tuesday morning. If something drops today, great, we'll all know. If it doesn't, we've got July 10th and July 17th still in view, and we roll forward. That's the posture. Hopeful, informed, but never counting chickens. And look, I know the wait is hard. I know a lot of you have been in this for years. Maybe longer than me. I know you've circled dates on your calendar like a kid before Christmas. I've done it too. And then watch them come and go. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel hope. Just don't let any single claim, any single voice, any single week carry all your emotional weight. We're in this together, we're tracking it all, so we can be smart when the moment actually comes. And we're not going to lose our heads over a Monday that turned into a Tuesday. This is Truman Vale. Thank you for spending your morning with me. If you want to keep an eye on all of this stuff in real time, without waiting for tomorrow's show, head over to GCRSentinel.com and grab the free app. Download it straight from the site. It's not in the app stores yet, but it's coming soon. Most of the app is free, and right now VIP membership is free too, which gets you the real power user alerts, the things the serious trackers are watching. It's a huge advantage, and it won't stay free forever, so grab it while you can. And coming soon, VIP members will be able to send in questions, and I'll answer them right here on the show. So if you've been wondering something, you'll get your shot. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Stay hopeful, stay grounded, and remember, nobody's got the whole picture. We're just doing our best to keep up with it together.